So in your book, What Great Salespeople Do, what are the top 3 things that great salespeople do? Now, I would assume lead with a story is one of them.
Well, it's actually, they have 3 stories in their quiver. They have a customer hero story.
Mm-hmm.
They have their personal story of why they do what they do. And in that personal story, the struggle there has to be their own personal struggle and career. So the person buying from them comes to the emotional conclusion that they have character, that they keep their promises, that they fall down, they can get up, you know. The third story is the who I represent story, which is the story of their company, their founder, their company mission, etc. And if you think about how people buy, in most cases, the beginning of the buy cycle, they aren't even looking. So we have to get them from not looking to looking. We have to trigger pure curiosity. We have to trigger pure envy. That's phase 1. Now phase 2, now you can go in and do a demo. Now they have a buying vision. Can you really replan this complex factory overnight? Now the techies go in and demo their hearts out. Mm-hmm. And typically in the middle of the sales cycle, when the potential client is looking at details, now you go to lunch and they say, so Steve, how'd you get into this business? They express some curiosity. So we have that second story all locked and loaded, ready to go, with a story arc, with a setting, a struggle, a turning point, and a resolution. Mm-hmm. And then in phase 3, now they say, yeah, it'll work. Now we have a transition plan. Now we know how we're doing education, et cetera. So now we're in pitching the C-levels. They get the CFO to sign off on this big deal. And the C-level people in phase 3 say, so we've never heard about your company before. Who are you? And now you tell that company story that shows that your company has character, your company keeps their promises, your company takes care of their customers, etc. And it's basically those 3 stories locked and loaded in great salespeople. And they do it intuitively. But only 20% of salespeople are great. The other 80% need a model to follow.
Amazing, right?
That's what I see that